Have you ever felt like you've been surrounded by different peculiar creatures and the world did not make any sense?
What if we tell you that there are people who experience that 24/7?
20 million people have schizophrenia, but less than a third receive treatment, and a lot of them get dismissed.
Trapped in a cycle of negativity.
And they have been called by names such as
Crazy or weirdo.
Nutter or insane.
schizo or psycho.
Living with schizophrenia is like having a waking nightmare and being greeted by screaming voices in the morning.
It is a severe mental illness in which reality is perceived by its sufferers strangely. It may cause hallucinations, delusions, irrational thinking and behavior, which would make their daily activities difficult and incapacitating. And so, this type of mental illness requires lifelong treatment.
1 out of 100 people have schizophrenia. It is one of the top 15 leading causes of disability worldwide, and about 20% of people with schizophrenia attempt suicide at least once. There are people today that have schizophrenia or other mental illnesses that need attention but are not receiving it due to societal abuse. Stigma and a lack of knowledge about the illness can harm those that have it, and in some cases, make it worse.
There are several stigmas associated with schizophrenia, and they are not just held by people outside the medical establishment. The concept that people with schizophrenia are inherently violent and chaotic, which leads to their social exclusion or labeling with derogatory terms, is a common stigma against them. People who have the condition may also stigmatize themselves through a process known as internalized stigma, in which they feel their flaws and the unfavorable beliefs about them are true.
The negative stigma around schizophrenia still persists as it is often used as an insult due to the effects of the condition among other things. Support for schizophrenia locally is scarce, as easily accessible mental health resources are generally unavailable here in the Philippines. And due to the nature of the condition, schizophrenia makes important life decisions difficult for many, such as employment. This is due to the effects of the condition to the human psyche.
These are definitely factors that contribute to a more negative public perception of schizophrenia, paired with the fact that there is not much support for mental health readily available in the Philippines, despite how life-threatening it is, and many other mental conditions are, which is precisely why it should be a more important topic within the public eye.
Others argue that schizophrenia does not need further awareness, since they say schizophrenia patients receive enough support and treatment. It is indeed true that awareness and support for mental health disorders has increased over the past years.
However, despite these improvements toward mental health, misconceptions, lack of support, and stigma about it continue to perpetuate in our society, especially towards lesser known and understood mental health conditions such as schizophrenia. And so, it is only fair for society to give people with schizophrenia better care and treatment because unfortunately, they experience different realities than able people.
Schizophrenia patients must be understood better by people, receive better access to treatment, and be free from discrimination. That is why it is time for you to ask yourselves, to someone I love that has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, how can I help?
First, educate yourself. Learning about schizophrenia and its treatment will allow you to make informed decisions about how to best cope with symptoms, encourage your loved one to pursue self-help strategies, handle setbacks, and work towards recovery.
Reduce stress. Stress can cause schizophrenia symptoms to flare up, so it's important to create a structured and supportive environment for your loved one.
Set realistic expectations. It's important to be realistic about the challenges of schizophrenia. Help your loved one set and achieve manageable goals, and be patient with the pace of recovery.
And empower your loved ones. Be careful that you're not taking over and doing things for your loved one they're capable of doing. Support your loved one while encouraging as much independence and self-help as possible.
Encouraging treatment and self-help is the cornerstone of helping a loved one with schizophrenia.
Once again, schizophrenia patients must be better understood by people, receive access to treatment, and be free from discrimination.
It will take coordinated efforts at the individual, which is the person with the mental illness, and their family.
Interpersonal levels, which are the school, clinic, workplaces, hospital, and mental health professionals.
And institutional levels to reduce and eradicate stigma associated with mental disease. Debilitating problems like mental illnesses necessitate access to high-quality, reasonably priced care that's evidence-based, considerate, and sympathetic.
By successfully integrating these characteristics, it is possible to lessen symptom burden while also lowering discrimination, improving correct equity, and encouraging constructive social interaction.
Schizophrenic people may act in ways we cannot understand, but that should not stop us from looking into a world that we cannot always see.
Don't forget, though, your compassion and support can also make a big difference by motivating you to seek help and keep up with the recovery plan.
And always remember, a schizophrenic person's reality doesn't have to be ugly. Live life with schizophrenia.